Hi guys. Actually the sun's actually shining. Hasn't done for days. Been rain, 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 rain. July has been a real washout.
Yeah, it's not stopped raining over the 4 or 5 days they've been in. How long has it been? I don't actually know.
Well, this is, before anyone says anything, this is a 2-day mooring, but we've had to stay here because Ash has gone missing. So she's on. We haven't had her done, so she's on heat. She done it when we were on the River Ouse, but she did come back, didn't she?
Yeah, she didn't come back this time.
She's not
running.
She
to
has
the boat,
come
running
back,
off.
but then she comes about midnight,
Yeah.
meows, then runs off.
We haven't seen her since, not last night, night before, about midnight, wasn't it, Josh?
But as you've seen from this footage,
Come on, baby!
Ash. Ash, come on. Yeah, I almost had her. I was smoothing her around the back of the head and went to grab the scruff of the neck, but I lost grip and she ran off.
So Josh feels terrible,
Yeah,
don't you?
That was 2 days ago.
Yeah. So
Yesterday night, she came back and it was pouring down with rain because I was watching on the security camera.
not last night, night before
Yeah.
that was, wasn't it?
And she went in that bush down there and I could hear her meowing, and then she suddenly stopped meowing. And that was it. And then last night she didn't come back at all, so I haven't seen her for ages.
So if we do get her back, she's being neutered. But we have to.
Yeah, we can't stay here any longer.
No, we can't stay here any longer because we're desperate for water and we're desperate for a pump out. So we booked in through Worksop, where the wall's down. You have to book. Lovely,
Yeah,
absolutely
it was good
lovely
actually
lady.
because
Really
you're supposed to
lovely
give them 48-hour
Yeah.
notice, which was for Wednesday. So they say call by 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning. But we called at about 11:30 and we wanted to go through Tuesday, not even Wednesday. And they still, because
really
it says you can see if they will do it for you.
Yeah.
And they did. They're doing it
Such
for
a
us.
helpful lady on there, really lovely lady. She said, I'll ring them up and see what they could do. And I missed the blooming phone call coming back, but she left a message 10 o'clock tomorrow morning and 10 o'clock coming back Wednesday morning.
We didn't want to go through Worksop because we've heard bad things about it, and the flight still isn't open with all this rain.
No, we
We've had
would've
about
loved to have done
50
that.
millimetres of rain over the past 2 days, and the flight is still not open because they're doing works on the reservoir.
We've had the bathroom window completely out every night as well, haven't we, Josh?
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time we get water and we get pumped out and we come back,
Yeah, we're coming back to the same
more up
spot.
on the same spot,
Yeah.
she might come off heat and
so
jump back on the boat.
Got to do it in 3 days. We're going to go 6 miles today. It's already half or 20 to 1, and then we've got to do another 5 miles tomorrow, and it's in total 15 locks to Shireoaks marina, which is the end of navigation at the moment because the flight above that you can't go any further, which is just past Worksop. That's why I didn't really want to bother going through. Anyway, so Wednesday we'll have to go back the whole way because the next day Dad needs to go back to work again.
Yeah, on
And
Thursday.
me and Mum will spend the weekend here again.
Yeah, Thursday,
It's a nice
Friday.
spot, but it's very busy with dogs and people.
Yeah,
Summer holidays now.
Ash a chance to come back, doesn't it?
yeah. So fingers crossed, everyone. Please keep your fingers crossed for us that she's going to be.
Well, this is in the
She
future.
did it with me, she come off heat
Oh,
and then
yeah.
came back to the boat. So
This is in the future, anyway, isn't it?
future
not live.
bargain.
Okay, let's just
Let's
get
enjoy the
going.
cruise
We're going to go
today.
to just outside of Worksop today. Also, I actually did cycle and scout ahead to see if I could moor at the manor there. I forgot the name of the estate, but it's too posh and it's all private. Probably the heaviest rain I've ever been caught in cycling, and it wasn't out of necessity. It was just for leisure. Just wanted to go for a nice cycle. Oh. Quite nice 2-day moorings here. Only ruined by the sound of that road. nothing to say I can't park there. So, done my scouting mission, and I found out some critical information I wouldn't be able to find out online. This is why I did this cycle. Stopped raining now, and blue sky actually, might come out nice. I might dry off on the way back. Yeah, cycled 5.5 miles here, and had a look around. It definitely looks very posh, estatey and private, you know. I don't think it's officially private, but there's no parking apparently there. Didn't give you a reason, but we all know the reason. Busybodies, they don't like people parked outside the house. Yeah, no. What are they doing there? They can't be there. So yeah, can't park there, and found a spot where we could park down there, but then I looked on the street view and cycled up that lane. Right, it joins the main road, it says private, and there's a big gate. And then that gate can shut sometimes because on the other side it says to exit, call this number. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it, I'm not bothering. But then I came up with an idea, just stay put for the weekend. We're supposed to be cruising today, but Ash is still not back. Every fucking cycle ride I get a puncture. Just pumped up, it's gone straight back down. These self-healing tyres aren't that good, are they? Maybe I have to find where the hawthorn is, because of course it's hawthorn. Another rain shower. Luckily I've taken cover on this oak tree, but I have to take the tyre off. And I think that might be where the split is there. It's supposed to be self-healing, it should heal. I mean, it probably takes time though to dry. I'm gonna pump it up and see if air comes out of there. Well, it's gonna be another long walk for me, about 3 miles probably. Puncture is irreparable. Shouldn't have to repair it anyway because it's self-repairing, but it doesn't self-repair. That's great, isn't it? I might just get Kevlar tyres like Will said. But yeah, I've got to walk back now. So yeah, I have actually seen all of this cruise today, because I scouted ahead Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go cruise it then.
Let's
Hopefully
go
the weather
do it.
holds.
Yeah,
We'll see.
reckons it's not going to rain today.
Well, unfortunately, that's the first time we've ever had to leave a cat at a mooring. Everyone asks us when they walk by and find out that we have cats, do they always come back? We say yes, yes they do. For the first time, one didn't. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. She came back. Eventually. The next time we came down. Just thought I'd let you guys know to stop you worrying, you know. This is the bridge that the van is parked at, so it's quite a bit of a walk for Dad. So we're going to stop off here temporarily just so Dad can go get the diesel out of the van. Every week we get 40 litres of diesel from Wheaton Aston because it is the cheapest place and it's only about 15 minutes from Dad. You may be wondering why we didn't moor in the first place. Well, the obvious answer is there's no solar there, and also it does get very busy with people parking up there and taking the dogs for walks. Here's our first lock in a flight of about 4, and conveniently they're on our side because 2 boats came down yesterday. guess this is the forest that the lock's referring to. Although I do imagine when they were named that this forest was a lot bigger. There's actually some 2-day moorings here on the off side, where the private moorings are. It's about space for 2 boats. And there are actually a few leisure moorings here, as you can see, but they're pretty much all taken up. It would be a lovely spot, wouldn't it, on a lovely quiet canal. Well, I'm sure I would get a lot of comments if I didn't mention Charlie. This is the most famous lock on the Chesterfield Canal, and it is known as Charlie's Lock, after Charlie Mitchell, who was a lockkeeper there for many years. Charlie was born in 1917 and was one of 11 children, and he even went on to have 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls. They moved into the lock in 1953, but sadly Charlie died on April 17th, 2000. From what I read, he was quite a character and there's loads of stories about him. Looks like the farmers here are collecting the cabbages. Look how efficient that is. There's a huge pig farm here, probably the biggest one I've seen along the canals. You don't often see pig farms. It's great to watch the pigs fart about. There's actually lots of Armco along this section, Ranbury, but it is quite ruined by the A road there. I miss that car. I have heard that this is quite a nice pub actually, and you can moor here, but you have to be a patron of course. And this is where the canal gets very contoury, and what I mean by that is there's loads and loads of really tight bends as it follows contours of the land. And because it's so shallow, you ground and then you can't turn. It's a really nice official moorings here, but there's absolutely nowhere to park. The canal almost does a 180 here, and on a very, very sharp bend. This is perhaps the tightest and sharpest bend, because the other one was quite wide, you had a lot of room, but this one's narrow, shallow and very tight, so I had to get off the boat and actually pull it around like a bloody horse. That is so tight. God, bloody CRT should be ashamed. Not playing by their own rules. This is like enabling everyone else to be able to moor and lock landings. That looks like sandstone to me, and it looks like this canal was never that deep in the first place. If that was just pure stone, they wouldn't have bothered digging that out, because that would have been perfect lining for the bottom of the canal. Now we pass through Osberton Hall, and the canal was here just before the main building, but there was a hall here earlier in the 18th century before the canal, so the canal did still have to get permission to come through this land, and I imagine they probably weren't too happy about it. But the one that's on it now was built in 1792. There's a lot of quite interesting history on it if you want to read up about it. Not enough time for me to explain. But in 2010 it was sold for 3.3 million, which isn't that much, but I imagine with inflation that is a lot more today. And now all we need to do is find a nice little spot with some Harmco, and that's deep enough for us to moor.
Moored up.
We're morgued up.
We're moored up in a lovely spot for the cats.
Yeah, we are about just past Osberton Hall, and we're about a mile and a half from Worksop at the moment.
So we probably will have to leave.
We've got one lock before we get to the lock.
Have to leave at 9 in the morning. We'll be there at 10. And 9.
I'd say 8:30, just to be on
Half
the
8.
safe side.
Yeah, because as we know before, we've said it's very shallow, so you can't go that fast on here anyway.
No.
At 1 or 2 miles per hour,
Yeah.
that's about it really. How many miles have we done today and how long has it taken?
Like 6 miles.
Yeah, 6 miles, and
And it is quarter to 5.
quarter to 5, and we started off
Yeah.
quarter to 1.
Quarter to 1, yeah.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Mm.
That's not too bad.
No.
Yeah, how we've done locks? How we've done 6 locks,
Yeah,
haven't we?
we're mostly going 2 miles round.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's quite a nice spot here, a bit of Harmco.
Yeah,
Very quiet.
and the sun is over there, so we could put solar panels and it come round this for the evening. So we're a perfect spot because we're only here for one night.
Yeah, we actually had a sunny day in July.
Yes, sunny day in July.
Yeah, that's not usual. You know, you never really get sunny days in July.
Well,
for once it didn't rain.
yeah, but the thing is, trouble is now, whatever the weather tomorrow and Wednesday, we've got a cruise anyway.
Yeah.
So we might be cruising in the rain.
Oh well.
Let's hope not. But hope you enjoyed our little cruise. And subscribe, and keep watching us and supporting us, guys.
See you
Thank you very
tomorrow.
much.
Bye.